Hi, good afternoon. My name is Heidi Brandow, and I am an artist here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Um, I am Native Hawaiian and Dene, or Navajo. So my family is from the Four Corners region at the Navajo Nation, and also from Hawaii. But I grew up here in Santa Fe, and today I'm gonna go over how to make monsters. And also going to talk a little bit about writing and creating patterns with text or writing. Now, you don't have to be a master to do this project. In fact, you don't even really need a lot of supplies except for what you can find at home. So all you'll need today are colored pencils, maybe a pencil, or a pen, it's your preference. Paper, you can use construction paper, colored paper. You can even use paper bags. If you've got a bunch of paper bags at home, you can use that. And you're also going to need some glue. So I've got some glue here, very just basic Elmer's glue or your school glue or even a glue stick is going to be fine. And maybe, you're also going to need a pair of scissors. So you'll need a pair of scissors, and you might, depending on whether you're using colored pencils or even markers, you might need a little sharpener just so you can resharpen your stuff as you're working. Now, this is going to be the final product. Hopefully you can see that there. And so these little monsters are monsters that I am sort of known for at this point. I do a lot of painting and printmaking and social engagement work, and quite often a lot of the paintings and drawings that I end up doing are these little monsters. And so I started making them because they're just a lot of fun, and it doesn't take a lot of training per se to create a monster, to think about a monster. And the thing I really like about it is that there's no rules about what your monster looks like. There's no rules about how big it is, how small it is, the color, the face, the texture. So you can do basically anything you want to do. And a lot of times the monsters that I make are friendly or cute, sort of happier monsters. So I really like this idea that monsters don't have to be mean and scary. They can also be cute and friendly and just nice. So hopefully that's what you want to create, is a nice friendly monster. So the other thing I want to talk about is the inclusion of text. So a lot of the work that you'll see that I've done in the past includes text sort of in the background of these monster paintings. So often what I've done as I've made these monsters over the years is I've used this format as a way to sort of write down what I'm thinking. You can think of it also as like kind of a little journal. And as a journal, you're going to write things that you're experiencing, things maybe that make you happy, maybe things that make you sad, maybe goals or dreams that you might have. You can write any of those things down. And I just happen to write them down on a piece of paper or in my paintings. So I like to think of these as also kind of an ongoing journal. But I've created them in a way that the text has created this visual pattern, which you'll see in some of the examples of work that I'll show you. or that you've seen. Now, the patterns themselves often make it really difficult for the viewer, the audience, to understand or to read what you're trying to convey. Now, in saying that, you can make the message as clear or as distorted as you want, depending on whether or not you want the audience to truly read everything that you're writing. Sometimes maybe if it's something really like private or serious, you might feel more comfortable with just making it a little more obscure or making the pattern less able to read. So whatever your choice may be, it's just a really cool and fun way to kind of play with words and letters and numbers and text in creating this kind of background. And then, of course, you've got the little guy there. So we're going to work on that today. Really simple, fairly quick, and you can make as many monsters as you want. So the most important part of making these monsters is I don't want you to get stressed out if your handwriting looks bad, or the most popular thing I hear all the time from adults and children is, I don't know how to draw, I'm not an artist. Those things are irrelevant here. Everyone can draw something, even if it's a stick figure, and you can color stuff. So don't let that interfere with your ability to participate or to make stuff. The other important thing is that you don't need a lot of supplies. So we're just going to use what you have at the house. Even if it is just pencil, even if it is just one marker, it doesn't matter. The thing that matters is that you're able to create a pattern with text, write something, and make your own monster. The first thing you do is you can just draw out your monster. It can be on any color surface or on any colored paper, whether it be a paper bag or it could even be a paper plate. It could be a piece of construction paper. It could even be binder paper. Whatever you have available, go ahead and just draw out your monster. And in this video, you'll see I'm at the point where I can color the monster. Once you're finished coloring your monster and drawing it out, you're just going to want to get a piece of scissors and very carefully just cut out the shape of it. So in this video, you'll see that I'm just kind of gently cutting out the shape of the monster. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is select a new piece of paper. And on this piece of paper, you're going to write your text. Now, the text can be about the monster. It can be a story that you've just made up. It could be something that happened in your day, something that you're feeling, something that you're thinking about. It can be really about anything. It could just be your ABCs. It could be numbers. It can really just be about anything you choose. So once you've decided what color paper you'd like to use, as well as what color pencils you'd like to use, go ahead and just start writing out that story. Now, don't worry if the story or the text isn't long enough. Like if the story is just a few words long, you can continue repeating the story. The main point is that we're going to create a pattern of words in the background. The words don't even have to be perfect. You don't have to have the best handwriting. In fact, I think maybe the simpler and less fancy the handwriting, the better. And the main thing is that you're able to really focus on putting the letters or the numbers on the paper, and you really want to fill up the entire piece of paper. So whatever it is that you decide to write, make sure that you fill up the entire background with those words and those letters and those numbers. In this instance, I've chosen a black background just because I like the way that it contrasts with the colors and also with the bright, colorful monster. You can choose any kind of background you like. It doesn't have to be construction paper. It could be a piece of paper plate. It could be a binder paper. It could be, a piece of construction paper. It's really anything you want it to be. So go ahead and write those words down. And once you're finished, we'll work on the next step. So I just want to show you an example of what I've drawn. And it really just says, my name is Monster. I love my mom and dad. But the way that it's written out there, you can't necessarily read it so easily. I also just want to show you that you don't have to make really fancy block letters. You can just do regular letters, however you write, however you draw. They don't have to be really fancy. And I'm showing you also that you can use a paper bag. Just take off the handles. You can cut along the sides to make it like a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, or however small or large you want it to be. Next, you're going to want to get your glue out, whether that's just the regular school glue or a glue stick. And once you've cut out your monster and you've made your text background, you'll just put some glue on the back of the monster and add it to the text background. Just kind of press it in there. And then this is it. Ta-da! You've got a cool little monster that's got a story that you wrote. That's a monster that you designed, that you colored. And this entire piece is something that you did on your own. So thank you for taking the time to participate and make monsters with me today. I look forward to seeing everyone's monsters. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope it wasn't too difficult or weird. And if you have access to social media, if you have access to an email account, feel free to email me a copy of your monster. And I'm happy to post it on my social media if you feel okay with that. If you do have a social media account and you want to post it independently, be sure to tag me, and then that way I can also repost it on my social media account. Or you can also use the hashtag ARTsmartMonsters, and then that way we can also, everyone can see it. So thank you so much. I hope everyone is safe and healthy, and I look forward to seeing your monsters.